What does death mean to you?
I suppose just because Dad died last year, at the moment, death, the first thought that comes to mind is Dad, because that's kind of still fresh in my mind. But I've spent many, many, many hours, cumulatively days or weeks, contemplating death in retreat as part of what they call the Nundro in Tibetan Buddhism, which is a kind of setting your mind straight kind of exercise. And contemplating death is meant to be one of the ways by which you set your mind straight. Get your priorities in order, etc.
You're never gonna live again. Like, you're gonna, like, say you knew someone, right? And like, you like loved them so much, and like they won't be able to see you again, and like you won't be able to see. Well, no, you probably would be able to see them again, but like they wouldn't be able to see you. And like if they get sad, like and will miss you, you'd feel really bad.
You probably as you start dying, I feel like you probably feel like deeper and deeper into like a sleep or something. I always think about like the afterlife and stuff, and I'm like, oh, if I did have a past life, I don't remember it. So like either way, even if there is an afterlife, or even if there is an afterlife, you're not gonna remember it anyway.
Death on this earth is more so a transition, leaving your physical flesh and entering your spirit form, which is eternal. Death is a transition, nothing more, nothing less. And I'm afraid of it because it comes unexpected, and no one can prepare for it, and it's really frightening to think about.
It means the end, basically.
That's it.
Yes, I don't believe in afterlife at all, but I am prepared to admit the fact that I don't know everything. Do you understand?
Oh, a new beginning. Joe's response, I can't respond if you're going to react like that. Well, it is a new beginning, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, and as they say, there's only two things that we're certain about in this life. That's paying taxes and death.
It's going to happen to us all. And it's part of life, It's sad. Or it can be sad. Other than that, at this stage, I've no fear of it. I've no fear of death, as I say, but just the pain side of it. But they give you morphine, so.
Do you fear death or do you embrace it?
I fear death. I am aware of its inevitability and also the dysfunctional nature of fear.
I don't really think an awful lot about death. When my father died, I was conscious of it, and not so much when my mother died, but when my father died. But I keep thinking that it's not going to happen to me for a while, I hope.
I used to embrace it, and then I had a dream about death, and then I got really scared about it. My mom and I were in our house, and it was like at the beach, kind of like right on the beach, but like on the grassy part on the beach. And I just remember there being like loads of tornadoes and like a tsunami coming towards us. And this was like maybe like halfway through summer as well that I had this dream. So it was like just after kind of all the COVID and like being at home all the time. And I just remember waking up and being like there was just a tsunami coming towards us in the dream, and like my mum and I were like hugging each other in the dream, and like I was shit scared. I was really scared. And I just woke up and I was like, okay, that's kind of scary. Like
It depends on whatnot, but that's because they're afraid of their image that they've set themselves of what they want death to be after life, and if that doesn't happen, they're afraid of what actually is to be. So for me, I would say that I'm not afraid of it.
I fear dying, the process of dying. As Justin said, it can be quite painful. So I certainly fear that. I think about it at night mainly. I'm 75, I'll be 76 next Friday. And I kind of feel in a sort of way that I have outlived my normal span, shall we say, okay? In other words, I feel lucky. Like when I wake up at night for some reason, whatever, I'm conscious of it then and the possibility then, okay? But generally, during my normal daily activities, not at all.
I'm terrified of death. Say I was like dying of some disease, I would like be in pain before I died. So it'd be like, am I gonna die or am I gonna live? Yeah.
I don't mind dying. I don't mind the idea of death, but I don't like the idea of dying in agony.
Life is a long death. How does that make you feel?
I think I think people who say that will basically say that there's no point in living. Because it might as well all be that, and we might never have existed. As I said in the first one, like I believe everything should have been eternal at the very beginning, but unfortunately everything is death. Everything dies. So life is not a long death, but unfortunately for a life to happen, something must die in this world at least.
To me, life is a short life, in the sense that, as he just said, I love life, okay? And I've been lucky, and I have a nice life, and I've been lucky, and I appreciate that. To me, life certainly involves an expectation and the fact of death, but to me it's just too short.
Well, I suppose for some people it is. A lot of people suffer from very early in their lives through bad health or mental illness or bad relationships, etc. So some people wish to be dead.
It's a bit glass half empty, isn't it? Whereas I'm more glass half full.
Yeah.
You know? So like I don't really go in for looking on life as a negative. I look on it as a positive. I'm very, happy to be alive and enjoy life and think it's precious.
I mean, it could be taken positively or negatively. So like, it is a long death, but like it could be a good long death, or it could be a bad long death.
What do you mean a good long death?
Like, just because it's a long death doesn't mean it's good. I mean, doesn't mean it's bad. Like, just because you say something, like, it could be a really good long life. Like, you could live a really good, long, fulfilling life. You could be, like, really happy, or you could, but, like, say if you were really sad, you might not live, like, a really good, long life.
From a Buddhist perspective, we are, life isn't considered to be such a fantastic thing. Along with being born is the inevitability of death, the inevitability of suffering in the meantime. Yeah. And death is just a sort of an opportunity to, a greater opportunity in some ways to alter your track, to sort of adjust your direction a little bit.
How would you treat your last day differently?
In this particular room?
Yeah, like you're in good health, you can walk around completely fine.
How would I spend my last day? But do I know I'm going to die?
Yeah,
I know it's my last day.
Yeah, like once you go to sleep.
Well, I suppose I'd talk to people that mean most to me and tell them that I love them and that they made life easier for me. I think I'd open a couple of bottles of champagne and get nice and fizzy and bubbly. And I think that's probably it. Just telling people, the people that are close to me, that they made my life worthwhile and happier.
I don't know that, okay, because I'm experienced enough to know that until you're in a situation, you don't know how you're going to react in a situation. And when that knowledge comes to you, it is perhaps the most important knowledge you'll ever get in your life, and there's only a day to reconcile it and to experience it, and you know that there will not be tomorrow. So I have no idea whether I'll become very philosophical and everything else, or whether I'll become very despondent. I have no idea.
Well, I think that every day you should treat it as your last day. So when the last day actually comes, there will be no need for you to think of anything different than you did before.
I don't know, just probably like spending with people who I think love me.
Yeah.
Like, I get her to drive me to a bank and, like, I'd rob it.
Okay. And what else? After that, where would you go?
I'd use the money to buy me a ticket to Taylor Park.
I don't think you would need that much money. You could have just asked her to bring you to Taylor Park.
Well, I could just buy myself a ticket with that money, give the rest of my family the rest, and, like, they would, like, the cops, they would be, like, I would say it's my last day to live, so you can't arrest me. Yeah, and I go to Taylor Park, and I go to the biggest roller coaster.
Huh?
Yeah, and then I'd eat. After, at the end of the day, I'd eat pineapple covered in chocolate.
Would you drink beer?
Yeah.
What room in the house would you like to spend your last, like your last sleep in? You can sleep anywhere.
Jake's room.
Why Jake's room?
Because I feel like he's the scariest room.
Why is it scary? Because it's hot, like
Yeah,
it's away from
and
everyone.
it has like a bunch of like doors, so it can scare me.
Yeah, but then you wouldn't be able to sleep.
Yeah, that's the whole point.
Why do you not want to sleep?
Because I didn't want to die.
What about your world, excluding the people you know, what you miss the most?
I just miss being alive, I think.
Nothing like as in nature, like...
Yeah, well, I mean, kind of, all these things are part of the life that I love. Nature, certainly. Walking, which I do. Listen to music, which I do on occasion. Being with my family, as you say. Being in the shop, which I enjoy, okay. Drinking wine, which I love. Meeting my grandchildren, which I really enjoy, okay. So there's so many aspects of life that I really enjoy that I miss them all, basically, okay. And it's very hard to kind of say this is first and this is second, because they're all in there.
At the moment, I think I'd miss reading, because since the pandemic started, I've been reading a lot, and I find it wonderful escapism to enter other people's lives and see their situations, how they deal with them, the complexity of things around them. It removes kind of from your own kind of problems, internal strife, etc.
Probably just like nature. Like probably just like running around in the field, or like being able to sit outside in the sun, sunbathe. Being able to like read a book, or just being in peace, listening to music.
I would feel a very intense pang, at sort of thinking, I'll never see the tree, this tree come back into bloom, or the road. Next time the rhododendron comes back in, I'm never going to see it. I will. I cope well with other people's deaths. I'm sort of pretty self-sufficient in terms of what I feel I need, and so the things that I would miss would be less to do with people, more to do with repeating sort of annual experiences. But again, it wouldn't be so much a sense of missing them. It would be more a sense of this is real. I'm not going to see it again. That was it. My memory of it is the last time. The sheer reality that. The morning I wake up will be my last. I'll never see another dawn. I'll never fall asleep again.
I wouldn't miss anything else but the people that I've met, because my belief is that the creator that made the universe, okay, he made it from nothing. Like people would say the Big Bang, okay. He made all of that, well, he can make something better. So why should I miss this, which is all dying, and not get something better than this? So there's nothing to miss here. All your achievements end up being pointless, and you don't even think about them, or all the things that you liked or you enjoy. You don't think about them when you're just about to die. You don't care about that. You're nervous, and you think, what's gonna happen to me? You don't really care about all the things you've done.
I'm lying there and think, I'm gonna miss. I mean, it's I don't know, coffee. Like there's a lot of simple things and there's a lot of big things. But I mean, by the time, even now, say if I'm lying there dying, I don't think I'll be thinking about things that I'm gonna miss.
You'd be thinking ahead, rather.
Yeah, what's coming, and is it going to be interesting, or is there anything? Because ultimately, you can only have really a belief, or faith or hope that either there is or there isn't. Some people don't want there to be an afterlife, and other people want it to be an afterlife. And whether you believe it or not, personally, I think that we are too. We're too. We're too sophisticated at being, yeah, you know, and we're too sophisticated. Just the idea of what it took for life to happen in this universe with us, and we look out, you know, and can't find any other form of life. So we're too sophisticated just for it to end.
One life tends to be fairly similar to the one before, quite similarly to the way that one day tends to be quite similar to the one before and dependent on the one before. So, you know, you don't have tomorrow without today and yesterday.
Well, we're all trying to head towards the light, aren't we? We're all trying to be enlightened. So he's heading towards the light as well.